Hello, my name is Robin Happel. I'm an environmental law student currently in a joint JD program between Yale and Pace universities. So without further ado, this is climate law. So I originally created this slide deck for a virtual youth town hall with UNA. I'm currently a global goals ambassador for climate action with the UN Association. So basically what that means is with my co-ambassador Jasmine, we've been promoting Sustainable Development Goal 13, which is basically climate action to further other UN global goals, and also human rights and the environment more broadly. And I'm also a climate reality leader. And so this was a nice kind of coinciding with 24 Hours of Reality earlier this fall. And again, disclaimer, I'm a law student, not a barred attorney, and this is not formal legal advice. But the background is very sparkly. I'd like to begin with this plaque, which was from a glacier that actually had a formal funeral. And this really stood out to me because it was the August as I was starting 1L. And just to read this quickly in case it isn't showing up for you, the title on the plaque is A Letter to the Future. Ok is the first Icelandic glacier to lose its status as a glacier. In the next 200 years, all our glaciers are expected to follow the same path. This monument is to acknowledge that we know what is happening and what needs to be done. Only you will know if we did it. August 2019, 415 parts per million CO2. That's closer to, I believe, 418 now. So clearly we have not reversed trajectory as much as we need to. And what really stands out to me about this is we know what is happening and what needs to be done. So much of what climate law seeks to do is further existing scientific knowledge. So although we will be touching a little bit on research in parts of this presentation, this really isn't climate science. It's more applying the science that has already been done. Additionally, I should say I'm focusing primarily on climate litigation. If you're interested in the UNFCCC and the Paris Agreement and all these other wonderful frameworks the UN has come up with, there's a bunch of free resources on a site called Informia, which is run by UNITAR and the UN Environment Program. So if you look up Informia, they have a bunch of really great free resources on climate law. Essentially, the UNFCCC, the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, came about in the early 90s, and it's really a framework convention that set the stage for the Paris Agreement and other future climate agreements. And although Paris has been in the news a lot lately, justifiably, with the US withdrawing and then pledging to re-enter, it's not necessarily the only vehicle for climate law we should be concerned about. So I don't want to not mention the Paris Agreement, but I think it's also important to focus on litigation and what we as citizens can do on the local level.